You can almost hear the noise coming from the nearby French Quarter. And they're being just as loud inside Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. Blake Groupie out and ready to send this away. And we're underway in Caesars Superdome. Damian Pierce now to return it. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. That play wrapped up by Demario Davis. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun, Stroud. His first throw is an interception. Pete Warner has it. And the Saints take over after forcing the first turnover of this ball game. He had to put some air under that one to try to drop it in, but that worked to the defense's favor as they get there and pick it off.
Just a touch lower, and he may have dropped it right in the breadbasket. These lob passes are a useful tool, and they look incredible when thrown properly. But there is such a small margin of error between an easy completion and giving the ball away.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. And off headed right, Kamara. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Look at Jimmy Ward getting up there to make that stop. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Motioning left is their running back. 2nd and 10 now. Got his target. It's Hill. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first. Third down, 1 yard to go. Carr here from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
Chance to stack some momentum if they can turn this turnover into 6. It's 1st and goal. They'll run with Kamara. Is in. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints parlay the interception into points. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. Groupie's extra point is good. And the Saints will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Returnable from the 2. And he gets to the 25, but not much further before going out. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll begin with a run by Mixon. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Second down now, 7 to go. Motioning him from the slot right. Shotgun now, first round. He throws a bullet down the right sideline. Really pushing the envelope on second down, but the deep shot doesn't work.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's a BYOB. You got to be your own blocker. It would have taken the entire defense piling on to stop him from getting that first down. Well done.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Wow, wide open here, complete. And we'll turn our focus now to the flag down as he ends up out of bounds. So they'll decline this and take the results. So now that we've sorted that flag out, we've arrived at the end of the first. 7-0 is our score. Back to the Superdome of Caesar in just a bit. Welcome back. We'll begin the second quarter with the Texans in possession. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. They'll run here following the penalty. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Brought down by Tyrann Mathieu. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Second down now, 7 to go. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
You just feel this defense starting to come alive, don't you, Kate? Got their first turnover last time out. Now they put their first sack on the board. And big plays on that side of the ball, they can come in bunches. Defense sure hopes to keep this faucet going, and the offense wants to turn the spigot off immediately.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Stroud off the play fake. Into the hands of Schultz. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out.
Awareness. You've got to be aware. Play caller, quarterback, receiver have to be aware of where the sticks are. That route just not enough, not deep enough to extend the drive and move the chains.
The conversion unlikely, but the offense is going for it. 4th and 13. On play action, here's Stroud. Pushes it toward the sideline, and he has it. Feet are inbounds. That's a 26-yard gain on 4th down, Brock, and the huge play extends this drive.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. But now they're going to have to buckle down and force another 4th down.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. So we're at the 2-minute warning here from the Superdome. And it's the Texans looking at 1st and 10. Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Putting a receiver in motion. Looking to throw. Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Bend. Bend. Even good defenses, great defenses in this league, Kate, they're going to bend at times, but you never want to break. And when you get a sack in the red zone, that goes a long ways to helping your efforts.
The Saints add a 5th defensive back here. 3rd down coming up. They've got a man in motion. Here he is on 3rd and long. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, that's an example right there where you just simply got to be on the same page with each other and get both ends of the play right to execute. They want that one back.
Kaimi Fairbairn out there now to try a field goal for the Texans on this 4th down. This a 39-yarder from the left hash. Oh, and that's not going to do it. He hooked it. The kick no good. Wide left. And the deficit stays at 7.
You would think the kickers should be automatic from anything inside of 40 yards, but I guess that could serve as a little gentle reminder you can never take any kick for granted. So many things have to go right each time for it to be up and good.
Carr now on 1st and 10. Catch made by Alvin Kamara. They drop him with a big hit. At least he's able to hold on for the gain, but boy, Brock, what a shot.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. And it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
Working out of the gun, it's Carr. He's got Shaheed. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. That stop coming from Henry To'o. We have a timeout here. Second one taken by New Orleans. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Third and a lone yard coming up. From the shotgun, Carr completes this one to Hill. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. That one ends up a gain of 6. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on third down, that's a QB's best friend.
Throwing again, it's Carr. That's caught by Marquez Valdez-Scantling. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Kamari Lassiter getting up there to make the stop.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
It's caught left side by Hill. And a solid gain there. Gets him across the 45 before he goes out. That's a pickup of 9. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. They'll throw it again. Escapes the pocket. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time, secondary, well, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
One last play before the break. A final throw before the break. And he's not going to get something done. They take him down. So that's how our first half's going to end. A momentum-building play for their defense. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the third quarter. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They stay on the ground with Kamara. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6.
7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34. 7-34.
They send a man in motion. Carr throwing on third. Has him on the quick hitter. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped at his own side at the 49. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
Well, that's a game that has its roots in preparation during the week. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of stuff. Identifying ways to target the coverage and creating opportunities for big completions.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Running right, it's Kamara. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Carr. This one's taken in by Hill. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. The rookie from Georgia in on that tackle. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Here's Carr. He has the first over the middle. And he works this to the 38 before going down. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're in the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Azeez Al-Shire has it. And the Texans are tackled on the return right along their own 40-yard line. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion. 1st down, Stroud. He fires one deep down the right sideline. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection. No luck finding his receiver that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. He started to get through the lane before it closed. 3 yards there. Alontae Taylor making the stop. Let's see what they draw up on these 3rd and 7. From the gun, Stroud. And he's hit and dropped. So that's going to bring an end to our 3rd quarter. With him picking himself up after that sack. But the defense is really buckled down. That was a scoreless 3rd quarter for us. The Texans have it to start, coming in trailing on the scoreboard. Well, best of luck here. It's 4th and a considerable distance. back to throw it. That's incomplete on 4th down, and they'll turn over possession.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Running behind center with Kamara. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got to tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
What now?
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Another run for Kamara. And he's going to get this to the 29 before he stopped. Just a couple on the pickup there, so back-to-back runs leave him with a 3rd and 8. He'll throw it. He throws a bullet down the left sideline. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on 3rd down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. 4th down coming up. Here's an important kick now for Blake Grupe. This is going to be a 46-yarder. Nicotomney's kick is good. And that will add to their score.
The best kickers I've been around here over the last few decades, they relish these moments. They know the hard work all their buddies on offense and defense have done. And when they can make it a 2-score game and be clutch when it matters, these are the moments they live for.
Here's Grupe on now to handle the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He's stopped on the return at the 27. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Stroud. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Man in motion, headed right. 2nd and 10, Stroud to throw. He's going to push one deep down the right. And that was probably their last gas. It's intercepted. Colson and Devo's got it. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Counter give to Kamara. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. Saints with a 10-point advantage. Second and 6 coming up here. Running left, this is Kamara. And he's brought down after a short gain. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. Third and 4 coming up now. Here's a give inside to Kamara. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Now we get another stoppage here. Just 1:52 remaining. The defense burns a timeout.
These are the kind of runs, Kate, that just soften up a defense. Keep working on them. Keep working on them. And eventually you're going to break one of those counters for even bigger yardage.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Brought in at the 41. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. It'll be a punt of 41 yards. And it's going to be Texans football. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Man in motion here. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. He's on the move. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
You know, as you can see here, things broke down a little bit. He tried to find a connection, but he just could not get on the same page. I'll tell you what I do like about that throw, though. He didn't risk an interception, and he put it out of bounds instead.
Stroud to throw again on 2nd. Trying to push it deep downfield. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
You know, as a QB, I'm going to note that in the back of my head. That was a heck of a break. Knocks the ball away. DBs like that, they tend to, once they get one hand on the ball, have a pretty good beat on you and can get 2 hands on it the next time.
To throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Final timeout called by the Texans, as they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up.
The challenge with so many sacks is it just disrupts everything in the rhythm and timing of your offense. All of these negative plays. Hey, this league and this game is hard enough when you're on schedule. All of these sacks set you behind the chains. Well, you've seen how disruptive it is for this offense.
Fourth and forever coming up. Here he is to throw. And they get to him and haul him down. What a play, forcing the sack, and that should just about put a bow on this one.
Well, this play never had a chance between the pressure at home and the coverage downfield. QB still got to find a way to throw it up and give somebody an opportunity to make a play.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Kamara now on 1st and 10. And they bring him down at the 25-yard line after surrendering some good yardage. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
What now?
Now a run with Kamara. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on 3rd and short.
It's Kamara on 3rd down. And they crush him right near the marker. It looks close, but yeah, Brock, I think he safely got that 1st down before the hit. So fans starting to stream from the Superdome to the French Quarter as it's a win for the Saints. And a lackluster day offensively, thankfully overshadowed by a top-notch defensive effort to get the win in a shutout. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a win for the Saints as we say so long from New Orleans. It's a building that's meant so much to the city of New Orleans and all of its residents over the years. And our coverage of the NFL has brought us to it, Caesars Superdome. Blake Grupe out and ready to send this away. And we're underway in Caesars Superdome. Deontay Hardy to return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Pistol snap to Jackson. Complete, Derrick Henry. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Offense up to the line fast. On 1st and 10, it's Henry. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Working quickly here. Lamar out of the pistol. Vacates quickly left side. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And he goes out. Just needed one more step to reach midfield.
You know, once a play breaks down, you're just looking for a running lane, and then you're looking for that first down marker. He found one of the two, but the defense and that effort swarming after him, well, it denies the first down.
Here we go. 3rd and less than a yard. Back now, pressure on its way. Fits it through the middle. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. Offense in the hurry up here. A give right side to Henry. And he'll get down to the 21-yard line before he stopped. A dose of the hurry up offense here. This is Henry on 2nd. Room inside the 10. And finally, he's down at the 5-yard line. His drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Rolling left, buying some time.
Well, that's an excellent job by the defense. All eyes on the quarterback. When you're playing a quarterback that can escape, well, even though you cover, you still got to cover down and go chase that QB out of bounds before he could get the first down.
All right, still scoreless through 1 quarter, but that looks like it's going to change pretty soon. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the 2nd. Back to the Superdome of Caesar in just a bit. Welcome back. 2nd quarter about to start. Ravens with a chance for at least 3, maybe 6. Throwing with a blitz on the way. And he finds him in the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens get the game's first points here in the 2nd. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for... Think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
Tucker adds the PAT. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Carr gonna open with a pass here. Escapes the pocket. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Now a shotgun handoff to Miller. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Putting a receiver in motion. Throwing on 1st down, it's Carr. That's caught. Rashid Shaheed makes the play. And he takes it up and across midfield into Ravens territory. Second and 6 coming up here. Looking to throw, Carr. He's got Shaheed.
How's your block shedding out there, boys? Because they need to get through some blocks to hang that screen up quickly. And they were Johnny on the spot.
So we're at the 2-minute warning here from the Superdome. The Saints pushing for a score before the break. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. They've got a man in motion. Carr with it on 3rd and short. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, the odds aren't great when you throw into double coverage. Normally you see one of the defenders make a play on the ball. 2 men nearby, and that's a missed opportunity for the coverage to make an impact play.
So it'll be another 1st and 10 for him, Brock, down at the opposing 37. Throwing again, it's Carr. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. Back to the air. Carr gets this one to Shaheed. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. Moving the ball very well out of the gate here. It's set up now at the 26. Carr with it on first. Escapes out to the left. He just throws this one away.
I love the mobility here. Starts great, escapes the pressure, get out of harm's way. You just wish if you're the offense here, you could have found a completion to keep in rhythm.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Working out of the gun. It's Carr. Completes this one to Hill. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. The Saints calling for a timeout, so they're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. They send a man in motion. First down from the red zone. On the move, headed right. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down.
You know, we're so often in today's game looking for this, that escapability, and I love that, getting out of harm's way. Now you just got to find a way to make the connection on the other end.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. They kick the running back in motion. 2nd and 10, here's Carr. This one's caught. Touchdown, New Orleans. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they can be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
Groupie adds the extra point. And the Saints respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. This one's going to bounce into the end zone and will end as a touchback. Only 17 seconds left for him as they begin this drive. First down, here's Lamar. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Another try following the sack. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Saints will have a shot at least a field goal here. Maybe the end zone after that return. First and 10 now from the 30. This is Alvin Kamara with it. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here.
What now?
They'll run the toss to Kamara. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Tackled on the play by Marlon Humphrey. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. It's from the right hash, 46 yards. And that one is not where he needed it to be. It is off and no good. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Eward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Something's got to be the difference maker here in half number 2. We'll see what it is as we're off and running once again. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35.
Well, we got ourselves quite a game today, a tie game coming into this third quarter. And what you're looking for is a little instant jolt of momentum coming out of the locker room. And that return might just be the spark that leads to that momentous fire.
Kamara running out of the gun. And he stopped after running it up across the 45 to the 46. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They run it from the gun with Kamara. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. One yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. From the gun and give to Miller. And he's brought down for a loss.
3rd and inches, and you hate to see that run go backwards. I just take myself back to a huddle, and you know you're imploring your guys, listen, just give us a little bit of a push, and we will move the sticks. Instead, well, the defense is energized with that stop.
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. Back to throw it. He connects downfield on 4. And he will get the first as they touch him down.
Just about every defensive coordinator worth his salt says 2 things in every production meeting. Number 1, well, we got to stop the run. And number 2, we got to take away the tight end. Well, good luck doing that. Defending a big guy who can move like that, it's a lot easier to talk about than to go out and execute.
Kamara gets it, and he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Okay, the 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule, but you're going to have to pick up the pace.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the shotgun, Carr. Has him on the quick hitter. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. From the red zone now. Catch made by Alvin Kamara. He's touched down behind the line as this one goes the wrong way. After 3 quarters, we're still neck and neck. Neither side has been able to fully separate. We're tied at 7 apiece as we get ready for the 4th. Offense to the line for second down. Now Kamara. And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. Looks like a pickup of 2, and now they've got 3rd and 10. Man in motion here. Left side, gets it out quick, and it's caught. Ooh, play didn't develop like he needed. He goes out behind the line.
I'll tell you, that is a humbling moment to see a completed 3rd down pass actually go backwards instead of towards the sticks.
Kicked well, and this is good! And they take the lead in the 4th quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what, you get to this time of the game, you've got to have that reliable kicker on the sideline to turn things over to. That's the definition of clutch right there as they take the lead.
Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Hardy on the return. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30.
Trailing by 1 score late here, Cade. Maybe this is the return. Maybe this is what helps them get right back into it. Good field position now to start their most important series yet of this game.
1st and 10 now from the 30. The drive begins with Henry. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. On second down, here's Henry again. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Offense up to the line fast. Looking to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running for it. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. Pressure coming. It's Jackson. They'll just throw it away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one. Well, I've always wanted to ask this, so this feels like the perfect moment, Brock. Is there ever a time where a quarterback feels intentional grounding is actually worth it?
No. I don't think so. Not for your team, not for your play caller, not for your coach, not for the game situation. There really isn't a time. You've got to find an outlet, somewhere to throw that ball away safely.
They'll run here following the penalty. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Working quickly here. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. Ravens down by only 3. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. He'll throw it. He rolls to his right. Finds Aguilar. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up. Desperation time here on 4th. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
You go for it on 4th down. It's got to be something from the short list of plays you expect to work every time. If that one's on the short list, I think it's got to be reevaluated. Something wasn't working on it, and it cost them a possession.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. They stay on the ground with Kamara. And it's a nice gain, but they needed just 1 more yard to move the chains. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's 2nd. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Running behind center with Kamara. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
Calm, cool, collected from this offense. Love to see it. No tunnel vision on what down it was. Just focused on executing the play in front of them.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's brought down for a loss.
Any tackle for loss hurts, Kate, but they hurt that much more from a defensive back. Those guys typically are better in coverage, and you got to find a way to make them miss in the backfield.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. So fans starting to stream from the Superdome to the French Quarter as it's a win for the Saints. And it still shows up as a victory for them, Brock, whether they score 50 or they have a rough day putting points on the board. This has been another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. With all our crew here and my broadcast partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the Saints as we say so long from New Orleans.
The address is 1265 Lombardi Avenue. The place is known as Titletown. Welcome inside legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The kicker, Blake Grupe, set to start it. And off we go from legendary Lambeau. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in that landing zone, the ball only comes out to the 20-yard line. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10.
Ready.
Now the first carry of the game for Josh Jacobs. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4.
Here we go.
Once again, it's Jacobs. Jacobs, 1st down and more. And finally, they'll bring him down, but he's up beyond the 45-yard line.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
Black ultra. Ready.
On play. Oh, the blitz gets there quickly, and down he goes.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target. And the ball
into space. And he will score. Christian Watson, touchdown, Green Bay. Terrific way to start this one, Greg, on the opening drive. Getting the ball in the air, down the field, and into the end zone for 6.
We wondered all week, Mike, if this secondary would get tested, especially as the game progressed. Well, we didn't have to wait very long. I mean, a big play early, and we got ourselves a 6-0 ball game.
$7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. The return starts from the 5. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. Now Carr on the bootleg. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
It's always a risky decision anytime a quarterback tries to force the ball, especially into those tightly contested areas. Not a lot of daylight, not a lot of room for error. In this case, it just falls simply as an incomplete. But as this game unfolds, better decisions are going to lead to better results.
2nd down, Carr. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Just a great example of not only the anticipation, but the instincts to go break that pass up. Like you can see, he's clearly looking at the quarterback's eyes. And once that ball was delivered, he's just attacking it and breaking it up.
The shotgun. It's Carr. He lets one go. Looking for Shaheed. And the Packers are going to have it just past their 25.
Well, that's the fast start they talked about all week, Mike. You come out, you take the immediate lead with your opening drive. Your defense goes out there, they force a turnover early. All these plays allow you to just keep stacking momentum early in this ball game. This game is far from over, but anytime you get out to a start like this, it is a lot harder for your opponent to battle back.
Come on, set.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And that'll be a short gain up to the 27-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's go.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down.
Okay, break. Striker, 3-3. Red, yellow. Let's go now. Pearl green.
From the gun, it's Love. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
That's a really good effort on 3rd down, just trying to make something happen. He did well to get what he got, but it's not enough for a first.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. They'll run for it. Wait a minute. A reverse. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
It's always a gamble anytime you go for 4th down on your side of the field, but they clearly thought they had a play that they liked, but the defense came up huge, and now their offense is going to have a chance to capitalize and take advantage of this short field.
Olave is the motion man. First carry now for Alvin Kamara. Finding room to the 20. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line. 22 yards the pickup there. First down, New Orleans. 1 quarter in the books. It's the Packers on top. And we're back at Lambeau Field in just a moment. Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. Now Kamara. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. In motion is Hill. They'll go again here with Kamara. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. In motion is Hill. We'll try and run here with Miller. And he's going the wrong way. Dropped back at the 7.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
Grupe's kick is good. And the Saints are on the board. It's 7-3.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10. They'll start on the ground with Jacobs. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. 7-3 is the score. With 2 minutes to play in the first half. Back with more from Lambeau Field after this. Here's a 2nd and 9.
Down. Black shot. Red cycle. Set.
Off the play fake. Here's Love. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Jaden Reed was the intended target. Third down coming up.
When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays. But I think they've got to continue to search for those and try to generate a little bit of a spark.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
Ready?
On 4th down, Love. That's going to be caught.
You know, I think there's certain times, Mike, throughout the game that call for a very aggressive style of play. I'm just not quite sure this was one of those situations, but I guess we'll see how it plays out throughout the rest of the game.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Carr working out of the gun. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction.
Carr now on 2nd down. Inside the 10, it is caught. He is in. Rashid Shaheed. Touchdown, New Orleans. A terrific play all the way around. Finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
After the touchdown, it's Grupe to kick this one away. This returnable with Reed. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10.
Here we go.
On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down.
Ready, break. Six, mega.
A go play action with Love. That's to Kraft, the tight end downfield. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line. The Packers go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining here in half number 1. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. Space to run inside the 20. And he'll be out of bounds at the 5. A huge play just before the half. And even 30 yards.
Here we go.
Love. To the goal line and in. Romeo Dobbs. Touchdown, Packers. McManus on for the point after. It's up and through. And the Packers are on top. It's 14-10. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. To throw, it's Carr. And this ball's going to be incomplete.
You hear quarterback coaches say it all the time. Let's get our guy easy completions. Well, that falls certainly into that category, Mike, but if you fail to connect on those, it just ends up being a wasted down.
He lets one go, looking for Shaheed. And that is incomplete.
You know, Mike, there's the saying in the NFL, take what the defense gives you. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to force a ball downfield. Show the defense you are willing to take big shots. Even though they weren't able to connect, it's going to have an impact the rest of the game. That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
They will get away from that one, and they're going to have tremendous field position. This ball hits and goes out of bounds. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10.
Ready.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple.
Come on, set.
Halftime now at Lambeau, and the Packers are on top. As we'll get you down to Orlando now. That's where the coach is, Jonathan Coachman, and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this second half. About to get started. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Shaheed in motion. On first down, Carr. That's going to be intercepted. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the goal line. Nearly a pick six, but he does set up the offense with first and goal.
Great.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Just about set for football. Blake Grupe is ready to get us started. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. They'll come out with a three tight end look on the first play of the drive. Jackson, first play, going to throw. A short throw caught by Andrews. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. First quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Now it's Jackson. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Trenton Simpson firing in and sticking him for a loss.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Carr. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Carr going to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now Carr. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara from 17 yards out. And the Saints are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. Blake Groupie now for the extra point. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
And he'll bring this
First opened in 1975, resurrected in 2006, we welcome you inside the Caesars Superdome, the home of the Saints, here in downtown New Orleans. The kicker, Blake Grupe, set to start it. And off we go from the Superdome. To return is Kenneth Gainwell. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing to begin, it's Hurts. Open man downfield is Smith. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
When we had a chance to talk to the coach the other day, what did he tell us, Mike? He said, I want to come out and be aggressive right from the start. And with that big shot downfield here early, I think it's pretty safe to say that's exactly what they have done. Now the key is, can they turn that explosive play into an opening drive touchdown and really get off to a fast start?
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And this throw batted away and incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended receiver. It's 2nd down.
What did he tell us in our production meeting this week, Mike? He takes such great pride in his coverage abilities, and after that play, it's pretty clear why.
Play action. Here's Hurts. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield. Third and long for Hurts. Taking a shot downfield for Smith. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
Well, they've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
Hurts to the air on 1st down. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on 1st down. First carry for Saquon Barkley. And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
You can see the confidence that this play caller has on his opening script. This is a textbook drive here to start the game. Nice job there by the back with a big gain. Sets up 1st and goal.
Great chance to make an early statement here on the road. It is 1st and goal. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. That one taken in. Jahan Dotson. Touchdown, Eagles. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's 1st possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
Seven 0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. On the return, it's Rashid Shaheed. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Quick throw on the RPO. It's Hill. Into space at the 45. He may go. And he's going to take this all the way to the house. 75 yards. Touchdown, New Orleans. Using the tight end to get to the end zone, Greg, it's your old position. You're very familiar with that. That catch and carry. What an ability for your tight end to take it to the house.
Yeah, and this was never really the strength of my game, Mike, but we're seeing so many tight ends around the league who not only are great at securing the catch and making the tough ones, but it's their ability to extend the play after the catch that's separating them, just like we saw here.
Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. For the return, here comes Britton Covey. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Barkley. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Barkley. And this is going to be an Eagles first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
From the 34 now, it's 1st and 10. A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. All even on the scoreboard. More from New Orleans after this. Hurts looking to throw on 1st down. Taking a shot downfield for Smith.
They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ended up being a wasted down.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. That is brought in at the 10. And he is going to be out of bounds. It's a gain of 26, and it'll set up first and goal.
Well, they certainly aren't wasting any time marching down the field. I mean, you only need one hand to count how many plays they've run, and yet they find themselves first and goal inside the low red zone.
Here's Barkley to the 5-yard line. Second and goal. Man in motion is Smith. One more time, they try Barkley. And he is going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7. Play 7 of the drive coming up, and it's third and goal. Hurts to throw. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete. John Dotson was the intended receiver there. And it'll be fourth and goal coming up. Here's Hurts. And this will pay off. It is caught. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The quarterback, with all of his eligible receivers available, uses the back out of the backfield that time, Greg, to take it to the end zone.
And when your running back, Mike, is a valid threat in the passing game, man, it just gives you so many options. And in this case, it was the running back that was the open target. He's able to put the pass on the money. Easy 6 points.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Shaheed now to return it. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. They'll come up here, first and 10. From the shotgun, it's Carr. To the left side, in the hands of Hill.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end.
Remember, he had the touchdown on the opening drive, and here on drive 2, he gets a first down with that catch.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
The ball comes out. The Eagles have it. Well, the ball comes out, and the scrap EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Crescent City of New Orleans and the Caesars Superdome, the home of the Saints. The kicker, Blake Grupe, set to start it. And off we go from the Superdome. Now, here comes a return from the 9. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Right to the air, here's Goff. Open man, it's Jameson Williams. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8. On play action, Goff. A throw there on second down, going to be incomplete. We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. That's into the hands of the receiver, Patrick. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. They get the conversion on 3rd down. It was a gain of 27. Set to go now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Goff. He'll get that into the hands of Williams. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Well, I think it's pretty clear what the week's plan was, and that was to get the quarterback in a rhythm right out of the gate. You got to imagine as the game unfolds, they'll sprinkle in some runs. But so far, it's been their passing game to get this game started, and that last one results in a first down.
Goff going to throw here on 1st and 10. Right back to Williams. They connect again. And that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Now the first carry for the Alabama speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
I don't mind the play call, Mike. We've seen him on this possession have a lot of success through the air. So now you try to change it up and think the defense is selling out to stop the pass. Just try to sneak a draw in there. Not much luck. We're able to take it down for a loss. Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this 4th down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to them, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
What a call on this opening drive. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Goff to throw. That one on target to Williams. He's got it. The risk pays off to the tune of 16 yards.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
Here's Gibbs. A short game. Down to the 7. Here now, second down and goal. So that'll do it for a fast-moving first quarter of play. 0-0 is the score. More from New Orleans after this. Try to get here from the 7-yard line, second down and goal. Throwing, Goff. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he covers some ground on the return as well, out of bounds, past the 40-yard line.
Every defensive coordinator, Mike, in the NFL preaches one thing about red zone defense. Keep them out of the end zone. Make them settle for 3. Well, what do? With that interception, they take it to another level, and they get off the field without allowing a single point.
Throwing at the start. Here's Carr. That one knocked away and incomplete. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, the one he was looking for, and it'll be second down.
One of the biggest differentiators for a lot of these defenders, Mike, is a lot of them can stay in tight coverage. But where the special guys separate themselves is what do they do once the ball is in the air? They almost turn into offensive players with their ability to track it, and this is a great example here why.
And nice work there after the catch. He's a little short of the first down after a gain of 7.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up third down.
Carr from the gun on third down. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
And barring an aggressive decision here on fourth down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single first down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
Carr to throw it on fourth down. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he's going to have a Saints first down. They find a way to convert on 4th and 10.
Love the idea of going for it on fourth down. Anytime you're on your opponent's side of the field, Mike, you have to take advantage of that